Lots of developing stories tonight on 12. In Bed-Stuy, a woman is hit and killed by an MTA bus while trying to save her cell phone. Plus, the search is on for a Brooklyn teen emotionally on edge. She went missing from her Sunset Park school Monday. And Police Commissioner Bill Bratton says an officer is suspended after he's caught on video kicking someone at a street festival.
As local news gets. News 12, Brooklyn.
Thank you for joining us. I'm Alicia Laventure. Developing tonight, a woman is dead after she's hit by a bus trying to retrieve a dropped cell phone. It happened on Bedford Avenue between Halsey and Fulton Streets in Bed-Stuy. News 12 Brooklyn's Amanda Placencia joins us now with more on how it all unfolded. Amanda.
Yes, Alicia, a dropped cell phone cost a woman her life. Now, police say she went to pick up her cell phone here near Bedford Avenue and Halsey Street when tragedy struck. She was hit and killed by a bus. Now, cops say she was just getting off this B44 Select bus when she went to go to try to retrieve her cell phone underneath the vehicle. Now, apparently, we're told that the driver didn't see her and she was run over and killed. Police were on the scene investigating, and the medical examiner came by to remove the body. Police are telling us that the person who died is a 50-year-old woman, but she has not yet been identified. Ambulances did rush to the scene, but there was nothing they could do. She was pronounced dead here on the scene. Bystanders in the neighborhood were upset about this senseless death that could have been avoided.
She got off the bus to pick up a cell phone, and the same bus she got off is the bus that hit her, and she died there.
I don't know, it's a judgment call, but at the end of the day, you can replace a phone, but you can't replace a life. So it's sad.
Now, people in the area are just saying that this is a sad accident and that material items like cell phones are just not worth risking your life for. That's very latest here in Bed-Stuy. Amanda Placencia, News 12 Brooklyn.
All right, thank you so much, Amanda. We turn now to your weather on the 2s with News 12 Brooklyn's Stacey Ann Good. And Stacey Ann, we've got some clear skies today, and they last pretty much for the rest of the week, right?
Yes, absolutely. Won't need the umbrella here on out. Certainly is good news. Temperatures in the low to mid 70s across the tri-state, and nice mild there in the Bronx, coming in at 75, but a little bit cooler here in our neck of the woods, coming in at 72. Much cooler conditions, though, further north you go in toward the Hudson Valley, White Plains, a pair of 6s there. A look now, satellite and radar again, a high pressure in control, and that is pretty much the overall theme here. Just slightly cooler conditions expected as we head into Friday. Overnight, mainly clear, quite cool, 52 degrees, and winds mainly out of the west-northwest. A look now at your highs come Thursday, temperatures at around 76, so a nice comfortable day on tap, bit milder, lots of sunshine that will allow for some daytime heating to take place, but of course what goes up of course must come down. We'll talk more about that cool down and another rise, another bump up in temperatures coming up. Your next weather on the 2s.
All right, thank you, Stacey. On to another developing story tonight. A desperate search for a missing Brooklyn teen. A Coney Island teenager with mental and emotional issues disappears from her school. Now her family is worried sick about her and needs your help finding her. News 12 Brooklyn's Kenna Vernon spoke with the family at their lawyer's office in Midtown and brings us the latest. Kenna.
Alicia, News 12 just learned that the principal has been reassigned because of that incident, but that's very little consolation for the family of Nishali Perez Rodriguez as they had to relive the moments when they found out their 15-year-old special needs daughter went missing. Now, we spoke to the mother today, and she told us she picked up Nishali around 1 p.m. on Monday from Lillian Rashkas High School, PS 371. That's when school officials told her Nishali left the school and was missing. Her family says they filed a police report and are extremely worried because the girl has attention deficit hyperactivity disorder and other mental and emotional issues that require medication. The family says they don't understand how school officials could let this happen.
Do we have to Then that's when they told her your daughter left school.
I don't really think the Department of Education has really made much in the way of changes, nor has the school safety division of the police department to try to make sure that children like this do not get out of school.
Now, school's chancellor Carmen Farina said in a statement, "I am deeply concerned about this student, and we have school support on site as we work with the NYPD to investigate this matter." Now, they're also asking that the mayor and the DA also investigate this incident so that way they could find their daughter, and that way this doesn't happen again. In Midtown, Kenna Vernon, News 12, Brooklyn.
All right, thank you, Kenna. A New York City police officer is suspended after video posted online shows him kicking someone at a street fair in Sunset Park. Check this out. Commissioner Bill Bratton calls this video concerning. He says officers were trying to clear the area after a street fair was still going on half an hour after it was supposed to wrap. Bratton says the department is taking this incident very seriously.
I was very concerned with a video that was taken and the actions of one of our officers who was seen kicking an individual. As best I could tell looking at that video, it seemed to have been totally unprovoked. That officer has been suspended. And in terms of suspension in this department means he's been relieved of his gun, his badge, and his police duties. He's assigned home. He's not on modified assignment where he would be working at a desk. So we will treat those types of actions that on the part of our officers very seriously.
Commissioner Bratton also says the NYPD plans to hold a town meeting with members of the Sunset Park community in the coming days. And we have developing news on the health front tonight. New York City's health department confirms its first case of enterovirus. One child tested positive for EVD68. The illness can cause severe respiratory illness, especially in children. The DOH says it's monitoring hospital admissions, keeping an eye out for kids presenting with symptoms. It also reminds New Yorkers the best way to stop the spread of infectious diseases is by washing your hands. For more tips on avoiding these kinds of illnesses, log on to news12.com. I'm Alicia Laventure. Up next, a tragedy involving an innocent dog in Sheepshead Bay. Plus, the FDNY welcomes a woman to the top ranks. We'll tell you about the new commanding officer who's blazing trails. A dog is dead after a woman in Sheepshead Bay tossed the canine down a trash chute. Now the woman police believe is responsible could be facing charges. News 12 Brooklyn's Andrew Dimbert has the latest from the complex on Batchelder Street.
An elderly woman who has not yet been identified was questioned by police as she ranted about her dog seen here, making her miserable, according to reports. A neighbor heard the dog crying as she went to throw out the garbage. That's when she says she saw the unthinkable, a seemingly lifeless small pup in the trash compactor. Police were called and the tiny pooch was taken to a nearby vet, but soon had to be put down due to the injuries. Now, it's a relatively quiet community, and neighbors that I spoke with say that they're just shocked by the news and they don't understand how anyone could commit such a heinous act.
I think that's terrible. I didn't even know that she would do that.
My dog is like one of my children. Yeah, I don't know how can anybody would do such a thing.
It's just like killing a human or anything. I think she should be punished for doing that cruelty to her dog.
As a dog owner, I feel that it is bad and it's sad that someone could do that because I feel like our pets is like our children.
Police cuffed the woman believed to be the dog's owner, but so far, no charges have been filed. Reporting in Sheepshead Bay, Andrew Dimbert, News 12, Brooklyn.
2 people are rushed to the hospital after an accident at the corner of Kings Highway and Nostrand Avenue. First responders say they were called to the scene for a pedestrian struck around 4:15 this afternoon. Chopper 12 was over the area shortly after. We're told 2 people were rushed to Kings County Hospital in serious but stable condition. History unfolded today at the promotion ceremony for the New York City Fire Department. The second black woman ever promoted to lieutenant says she shares the honor with those who have come before her. Tracy Lewis says she's had her critics who questioned whether a woman could do what's traditionally been a man's job. But she says as long as you go through the academy and prove yourself, that's enough. Lewis says she feels like a trailblazer and she shares the honor with those who have come before her.
I was very excited. I worked hard. I worked very hard for this. I've studied very hard for this, and it was just a matter of, when this day would come. So I am very grateful for this. I'm grateful for all the people who supported me.
Ella McNair was the first black woman promoted to fire lieutenant back in 2002. Currently, there are only 9 black women firefighters in the FDNY, and Lewis is the only officer. Time again for your weather on the 2s with News 12 Brooklyn weather anchor Stacey Ann Good. And Stacey Ann, temperatures are going to be going down pretty much, right?
Yes, for your Friday, yeah, you'll notice a cool down. It's going to be around 69 on average. Right now, though, not the case. Temperatures kind of staying in the 70s for the time being, but eventually for the overnight will be more likely to be in the 50s. So here's a look. Bushwick coming in around 73 degrees, and we have some scattered clouds, low humidity levels, so nice and comfortable conditions across the area. We don't have to deal with that, that saturation that we had before. So here's what's going on. 52 on average for the overnight, 63 by 9 a.m. A nice start to the day, although you need something light. A light sweater or a light jacket will be sufficient. Sunny and pleasant. Will be at around 72 by noontime. And a look at these next few days. Temperatures maxing out at around 76 on average. And by Friday, we expect a cool down. And then Saturday, it's going right back up. As a matter of fact, before the weekend's out, we could be talking about temperatures at around 80. Alicia.
All right, I'll look for that. Thank you, Stacey Ann. I'm Alicia Laventure. More Brooklyn news is on the way, including how one Brooklyn woman earned the title of Miss Wheelchair New York. In tonight's Best of Brooklyn report, a disabled Brooklyn woman is showing the world she won't let anything stop her from moving forward with her life. Now she's trying to inspire others in similar circumstances to do the very same. News 12 Brooklyn's Dana Arshan introduces us to the newly crowned Miss Wheelchair New York.
27-year-old Andrea Dalzell had a normal start to her childhood, but when she was just 5 years old, she was diagnosed with transverse myelitis, a neurological disorder that affects the spinal cord. A few years later, she was told she'd be bound to a wheelchair for life.
I think I have a very big personality, so it kind of overtakes the chair, and I'm grateful for that, but other people don't have that voice, and that's where I'm just like, all right, I'll be that voice for you then.
And instead of drowning in her sorrows, Andrea speaks out on behalf of the disabled community. She was just crowned Miss Wheelchair New York 2015 in a pageant that recognizes accomplished women in wheelchairs. Andrea's goal is to get real estate developers to build more accessible housing.
It's no different than having you build a brand new building, make a shower head a little bit lower, put the switchboards a little bit lower.
Andrea has her work cut out for her, but she's up for the challenge. And right now she's taking classes in neuroscience to earn a bachelor's degree. And she's also quite a daredevil, racing in her wheelchair, rowing, and even skydiving. Nothing holds her down. Andrea says she has a long road ahead of her. She's working now to get in touch with local elected officials, hoping they'll get funding to create more accessible housing throughout the state. And at the same time, she's getting ready for the Miss Wheelchair America pageant, which will take place in Iowa next year. In Flatlands, Dana Arshan, News 12, Brooklyn.
Now to the latest in the Adrian Peterson case. The team's owner says it was a mistake to bring him back off the bench, and Peterson will now be barred from team activities as he deals with child abuse charges. He's accused of using a wooden switch to spank his 4-year-old son. Nike and other sponsors have suspended their deals with Peterson as well. His next court date is October 8th. He's taken responsibility for the incident, saying he never meant to hurt his boy. So what do you think? Should the NFL suspend Adrian Peterson while his child abuse case is still pending? Answer our question of the day at news12.com or channel 612 on Optimum TV. So first Peterson and now reggaeton singer Don Omar. He's arrested at his home in Puerto Rico, suspected of domestic violence. Police say the 36-year-old singer, seen here in handcuffs, is accused of threatening his 26-year-old girlfriend. But at this point, it's not exactly clear what happened at his house in Vega Alta this morning. Brooklynites we spoke with say there is no excuse for domestic violence.
I would love for these issues to be left to the court and let them take care of it, and then they can present us the facts later.
If it's true, then very disappointed.
If you can't be married without hurting someone, don't get married, don't have kids, leave.
News 12 viewers have a lot to say about Don Omar's arrest on our Facebook page. Search for News 12 Brooklyn to join the conversation. Now to the latest on the ISIS threat. The House votes to give President Obama the authority to train and arm moderate Syrian rebels. And the Senate is expected to do the same as early as tomorrow. Earlier today, the president was briefed by officers at the U.S. Central Command in Tampa, Florida. He is once again reaffirming his promise that he will not make this a ground combat mission and that this will be a united effort.
And the one thing we have learned is that when we do things alone and the people of those countries aren't doing it for themselves, as soon as we leave, we start getting the same problems. So we got to do things differently.
Police Commissioner Bill Bratton says New York City is ready to handle any threat from ISIS, though there's no specific threat against the city right now. But an ISIS blog is urging, quote, lone wolf terrorists to target the, quote, crossroads of the world with bombs. That includes Times Square. Bratton says we should be vigilant, but not panicked. I'm Alicia Laventure. You're watching News 12 Brooklyn. News 12 reporter Crystal Walker chats with American Idol judges in downtown Brooklyn. And Stacey Ann Gooden's got your weather on the twos.
Thank you so much, Alicia. Mainly clear for the overnight as temperatures bottom out in the low 50s. And get this, we are going to see a return of temperatures well into the 70s. Your 7-day forecast coming up in just 2 minutes.
And we go straight to Stacey Ann Gooden for your weather on the twos. Stacey Ann, you and I getting our bright summer colors in before the fall really sets in, right?
Yes, actually, yes. And you'll definitely want to break out with some more summer-like colors before the week is out because, yeah, tomorrow it's going to be another pretty nice day. 73 degrees, that's where we topped out. 75 is our normal high this time of year. 55, that's how we started the day. It was a little bit on the cooler side. Taking a look now, high pressure in control. We got rid of all that rain from yesterday. Early morning, we started out the day a little bit wet, but we ended up dry. And we had lots of sunshine. Overnight, though, we have lots of stars, and that will allow for those temperatures to cool off even more so. About 52 there in Bed-Stuy and 53 Sheepshead Bay. Look now, your highs come Thursday, mid to even upper 70s. I'll look now at that 7-day forecast. That's where we'll leave you. Temperatures going up even further so for your Saturday, so you could break out with some more summer colors. That fall arrives on Monday. Alicia.
Sounds good. Thanks, Stacey Ann. The NYPD is asking for your help locating a teenager diagnosed with Asperger's. 13-year-old Sean Davenport was last seen yesterday morning leaving his home in Cypress Hills. He's 5'6" and weighs 130 pounds. The NYPD also needs your help finding 12-year-old Mijay Bell. He was last seen around Pitkin and Rockaway Avenues wearing jeans and a black fleece jacket. Anyone with information regarding their whereabouts is asked to call Crime Stoppers. That number, 1-800-577-TIPS. Pat O'Keefe joins us now for your hyper-local sports report, and we're bringing home some
That's right.
hardware,
some
right?
Nice hardware. Our own golden boy right here in Brooklyn. Mason Plumlee wasn't supposed to be an impact player in his first year with the Brooklyn Nets. Instead, he made the NBA's all-rookie team. Then he wasn't supposed to make Team USA. Instead, he helped bring home the gold medal from the FIBA World Cup. The Nets power forward returned home from Spain on Monday, just in time to take part in teammate Darren Williams' charity dodgeball event. Now, despite being a little jet-lagged, Plumlee said the experience was a great one that'll help him this upcoming season. And he's grateful to have had the opportunity to represent his country.
It was awesome. It was a blessing. You know, I worked really hard to make the team and then to go over there and win. And then really the way we won too, we really handled our business, played like professionals, and we really didn't let anybody get too close to us. So it was a fun team to be a part of.
St. John's alum Orlando Sanchez has signed a partially guaranteed one-year contract with the Knicks, according to his agent BJ Bass. A native of the Dominican Republic, Sanchez is 6'9" and a very skilled big man. He only played 1 year for St. John's due to some eligibility issues with the NCAA, but he averaged 7.5 points and 5.5 rebounds. Mets ace Matt Harvey appears to be on track to start the 2015 season. Earlier this week, he concluded his rehab from Tommy John surgery by pitching a simulated game at Citi Field. Mets put a radar gun on him for the first time since his surgery, and general manager Sandy Alderson said the right-hander was hitting 95 miles per hour pretty consistently. Harvey has already mentioned that he expects to be on the mound for the Mets home opener against the Washington Nationals.
He was off yesterday.
Including tonight, 12 games left in Derek Jeter's career, and the 40-year-old shortstop is mired in an 0-for-29 slump that has seen his batting average dip below .250. Last night in Tampa, another 0-for-2, and then this happened. Jeter gets hit by the pitch in the 8th inning. Now, the benches would eventually clear. Joe Girardi furious, saying that 5 Yankees have been hit in the last 4 games against the Rays. We'll see if there's any carryover effect from that into this evening's game.
All right, good luck to them.
Yeah.
Thank you, Pat.
New York native Jennifer Lopez and her American Idol friends took over downtown Brooklyn today. The show held callback auditions at the Marriott Hotel. News 12 Brooklyn reporter Crystal Walker got up and close with the Idol judges.
Jenny from the block showed up to the latest round of American Idol auditions in style. Those shoes, they are fierce.
Thank you.
How are you standing in them?
No, these are not even that high.
Are you kidding me?
No, I've done worse.
High heels and all, J-Lo worked the American Idol carpet with fellow judges Harry Connick Jr. and Adam Lambert, who was filling in for Keith Urban. The show made a pit stop at the Marriott in downtown Brooklyn for the New York callbacks. You're here in New York. Do you think we'll find the next American Idol here in Brooklyn?
We might. We just might. It's exciting.
It would be great for this city and this part of the country if somebody won it from here.
Any of the contestants sung any of your songs?
They do. They do sometimes, yeah. And sometimes they start singing, I'm like, I know that song. And then I go, oh, that's my song.
That takes a lot of guts to sing J-Lo in front of J-Lo, but Adam Lambert says making it to the finals is all about having the guts to do it. Like, you know, maybe you can sing great in a bathroom, but the minute you get in front of you all, it's like, oh,
it's part of what an audition's for, is to see if they can. If someone can't control their nerves very well, this is probably not the show for them.
Now, the few contestants that made it out of this round of callbacks are headed to Hollywood, and if you think you have what it takes to be the next American Idol, you still have time before the show premieres in January. They are holding more auditions in Minneapolis and San Francisco. In downtown Brooklyn, I'm Crystal Walker, reporting for News 12.
I'm Alicia Laventure. More hyperlocal headlines and weather on the 2's coming your way. But first, the latest results to our question of the day. Vote at news12.com or channel 612.